Welcome back to SoundBites. This is the show where I, TV's Rocksamson, and a guest get handed a recipe without knowing what we're actually making until the end. Also, I can't cook, pretty much at all. But this really isn't about the food. It's about the people behind the stove who happen to be the same people behind the music you love. Today, they get the ingredients, the space, and the spotlight, and we get to learn from them. This episode's powered by pros at LA Recording, helping artists, engineers, and producers connect and get paid. Book a pro or become one today at pros.larecording.com. Today, we're in the kitchen with Ben Katzman, guitarist, artist, performer, and one of the most unmistakable...
You better get that right!
And one of the most unmistakable personalities to come out of Survivor. Long before the island, Ben was building his own world through music. Ben, get over here.
Rock and roll! We're putting the rock and rock Samson today, dude.
This is definitely the mullet episode, dude.
It's sick.
Like, I'm so thrilled.
Yours is glorious. Mine's more of like a skullet, you know? It's like Nicolas Cage and John Travolta doing Face Off.
Holy shit. Where's my card?
Here it is.
Thank
Don't
you.
Put it here.
Mince the garlic.
We're gonna shred the cheese.
Shred the cheese.
We're gonna shred the guitar Parmesan.
Measure 4 cups of milk and 2 cups of heavy cream. Crush croutons and set aside. And then we're gonna fill a large pot with water, salt, and then start boiling.
All I heard was pot.
Mincing is chopping and whatever, right? God damn it, I actually
You're almost there. Do we have
yes.
2 loaves of bread so I could do the Gordon Ramsay thing?
I'm an idiot sandwich. What did creativity look like in your house when you were a kid?
I remember I was definitely like a box kid. I remember I found a box in the garage and I treated the box like a spaceship. It was like the SpongeBob episode.
I was just about to say, dude, that's one of the best episodes.
I really like not to be that guy or be like a total millennial, but I really do identify with SpongeBob and especially that episode.
That's the character you identify with is SpongeBob out of all of them?
100%.
Okay,
100%.
okay.
And then also it's just like my dad was a guitar player, not professionally, but like music was always around and my brother was always doodling. So creativity was just always around. I remember I loved like Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers.
So sick.
I just lived in my own fantasy world. Like everywhere I went was like, yeah! I remember I'd get in trouble in school for just like always being in some sort of illusion, you know?
When did you realize that music could be like part of your identity and not just a hobby?
I had like a short temper and like a stutter and I'd get misunderstood a lot. I got kicked out of like program after program, karate. And then my mom took me to an astrologer and was like, his moon's in Capricorn in the 2nd house, but his Venus is in Pisces. So he like thinks a lot, but he feels a lot. Maybe you should sign him up for like a musical instrument or piano lesson. And then I took a piano lesson and instantly just shredded and could pick things up by ear. And I was like, I think once I started playing piano, I just never stopped. I was always into music too, like the Power Rangers theme and
Fucking that.
Sonic 3 on the Sega Genesis Ice Cap Zone.
Okay, so on video game music, it's not like the same like shreddy, but like Donkey Kong Country, bro.
Oh, dude.
Oh my God, there's a lot of shit in here. I'll let you just shred the cheese. Where's my cheese?
Dude, believe it or not, the cheese is here ready to roll.
Good.
Let's go. This is like one of my favorite things to do.
So piano was the first thing that you kind of discovered, like that made you feel like you were good at music?
Yeah, and I remember my mom used to always complain that I didn't take my piano lessons seriously enough. One time I entered a local competition after like not practicing and I sweeped the awards.
Get the fuck
I
out.
have this photo of my mom in shock and I'm like holding all the awards. I must have been like 9 years old or something. Prodigy, I guess. I just didn't think the piano rocked that hard. And School of Rock came out. And I remember like seeing the guitar. My dad had a guitar in his closet. The second I saw the guitar in that movie, I like forgot the rest of the movie. I got home and I pulled out my dad's guitar from the 70s. It was like a Yamaha 12-string. Shout out to Yamaha. I just played every note for like 20 minutes so I can remember where they all were by ear. And I taught myself how to play Smoke on the Water. And from that moment on, I took that guitar everywhere I went.
Fill a large pot with water. So
how much water are we filling? 4 cups?
Pot with water. You know what, man? You're the...
I guess we'll just fill this up.
Fill her up.
Come on.
Thank you. I need a snack. So what usually arrives first?
Never the same. But I will say...
What do you lean into most?
I will say, like, let's say if I'm working on an album, every album has to have a theme. And then I think like, okay, how do I round out the album? It's going to need a fast song, a slow song, an arena rock chorus song. It's going to need an interlude. So I kind of view everything as a whole. I rarely write a song without it being part of a collection. Every album I make is a little documentation of my life. Like Rock and Roll Community College is about the time I dropped out of Berkeley.
That's such a great album title too. Holy shit.
Cheers on the Beach is about my time on Survivor. Transcendental Shreditation is about my spiritual awakening and sad return.
One more time. Transcendental
Shreditation. I wrote that after taking a ton of mushrooms. And so I rarely write like songs about fantasy or things that have nothing to do with me. They're like personal diary entries.
Yeah, man. You think about like Dragon Force, they're not writing about actual experience.
I will say I did meet them the day before freshman year of high school. I remember being like 14 in the line, flipping out to meet them, and I gave them like my random Fender guitar pick. I was like, this is mine for you. And Herman and Sam was like, take ours. And then they brought me to the side and let me punish them. I got this killer photo. It was before social media. So all the photos were on a disposable.
Yeah.
And none of my friends at school believed that I met Dragon Force. And then I swear on Kiss, and Herman Lee, I bet can validate the story. None of my friends believed me. And then Dragon Force came back 6 months later. And we were in line for the venue, and their bus was outside the line. And they lowered the window, and they go, that's the kid from Ozfest. Let's get him on the bus. So I did
Get
this.
the fuck out.
I did this to my friends and went on the bus.
Dude.
And I have the photos to prove it. And I've DM'd Herman Lee, and every once in a while, he'll be like, can't believe we're in touch like 20 years later.
You know what, man? Like, mad props to them for just...
They're not dicks.
Well, and and like, just inspiring like the youth to like do the thing. I did a beat battle for BeatCon a couple of weekends ago, and it's like a bunch of us older guys or whatever, all just playing with our fucking toys. But there's this one kid, man, he had these cool locks, he had like a cool vibe about him. He was like extra little brother, like he must have been in high school. His little brother's like maybe middle school. And I just remember like he's kind of just keeping to himself, man. And so like I struck up some conversation with him, and then when it was his turn to do his thing, like I'm nobody, but I was just trying to gas him up. I was like, he needs
like,
that.
People, it's like celebrity culture is so weird. I think it's more about just like when young people come to shows, or even older people, it's like just give them an experience. People are always going to remember when they were treated right.
There you go. Salt the water for me. There we go. Card! Thank you. Let's see. In a saucepan, make a roux.
A roux.
Melt the butter, whisk in flour.
Cook for a minute.
And then we're
slowly add milk and cream.
Got those set aside.
And then you shred the whisk until smooth, and then you add the cheese. Yeah, let's go.
Season. Use mustard powder, smoked paprika, garlic powder, cayenne, salt, and pepper. Keep warm on a very low heat.
Dude, this rocks.
Doesn't say how much flour, does it?
With your heart.
Oh, fuck.
We'll measure by the eyes.
Oh, God. Okay, look, man.
You just got to believe. They say we got to hold on to what we got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. We got each other, and that's a lot for love. Let's give it a shot. All right, we're halfway there.
Tell me when.
All right, we're halfway there. Come on. I think that's good for now.
We can start there. What's something people assume about your process that's completely wrong? While you think about it.
My favorite type of cheese, shredded. I think people think I'm really funny, but I think that the funny stuff is like a Trojan horse for the depth. Every joke has starts in the shallow end to get you to the deep end. And I feel like when I'm on stage, I'll always make a joke on stage to set up the song, and I treat the song title like the punchline. All right, I'll be on stage, I'll be looking at the audience and be like, do y'all remember when you were 12 and Limp Bizkit was your favorite band? And you couldn't wait to wear your Limp Bizkit shirt and cut the holes in your long sleeves so your thumbs could stick out? And then you got to high school and Limp Bizkit was no longer cool. And instead of like owning it, you put it away in shame and pretended not to like it anymore. And then you didn't pursue your dream of art, and you went to college and got a normal job. And then you realize you're just going through life living everybody else's dream but your own. So you have a quarter-life crisis, and then you go home to your parents and you find that Limp Bizkit shirt, and all of a sudden you've reconnected with your inner child. You're like, who have I been this whole time? What was I doing? life is too short to please other people than ourselves. Anyways, this song is called Don't Be a Poser to Yourself. You know, like, so I'm like,
that's inspirational.
thank you. I'm Ben. Welcome to my Shred Talk. I always use the humor to get us a little bit deeper, you know what I'm saying?
That's so funny, dude. I mean, all of that is so fucking relatable because, like,
we've all done it to ourselves.
Well, I loved all the new metal shit like Korn, Limp Bizkit, Slipknot, like all
Let's
of that.
not forget Static X.
Power Man 5000 was the, like, dude, like that whole album front to back.
Oh, yeah. Shout out my mom who, like, we played Tony Hawk in the house a lot.
Fucking
But every time I hear her really trying to clean something in the house, she's like, oh, you ready to go? Because I'm ready to go.
So what usually tells you this idea is worth chasing?
You know, I feel like my answer for things now is like I use music and art to process my emotions. And I don't know if it's about like chasing an idea as much as it is like I need to sit with my thoughts in a healthy way, and this will help me contextualize and regulate myself, if that makes sense. You want to rock this one?
Let me see what I can do with this. What is going on here?
I think every idea is worth chasing. Just write for the sake of writing. Not everything you write has to be released. So just enjoy the process.
I feel like I know the answer to this one, but what part of your personality helps your art most?
I think it's like a double-edged sword because I feel like I'm like caricature rock god rising, which is like how I present myself as like this cartoon version of myself. But I think my vulnerability allows me to get to like the nucleus of what I'm trying to do. I don't know. I just feel like the whole rule for that is to just be yourself. And sometimes being yourself is being multidimensional. Like you cry sometimes and you laugh other times, and sometimes you're doing it at the same time.
Bro, one of my favorite quotes is from Macho Man Randy Savage, bro. I don't know if you've seen that interview, but the reporter's like, does Macho Man ever cry? And he goes, oh yeah, brother.
I've soared with the eagles and I've slithered with the snakes.
Yeah, and honestly, man, Macho Man is one of my, like,
oh, he's the best.
Out of all the wrestlers that ever have or ever will be, that's my favorite, man.
Yeah, I love him. Him and Roddy Piper.
As one ADHD person to, I'm assuming, another. What part of your personality gets in the way? I struggle with just wanting to do a bunch of things at once.
I think I have the opposite problem where it's like I actually am so hyper-focused it affects everything else. It's definitely like affected relationships I've been in. And ever since I was a little kid, this is like the higher calling. And I almost feel like it's like that's so Raven. Like it just like, you know, you can't always be creating. You got to also be living. You got to do some like artist intake, like check out music you would never normally check out, or go see movies that aren't on your radar. Because if you're constantly consuming the same stuff, what are you really going to have to say as an artist? So I think my way of dealing with that is taking myself out of my comfort zone and diving into new lived experiences to come back to the art, and then I can be hyper-focused again because I'll feel like I have something new to add to the table. Dude, this looks good. And it tastes good. I'm down to get freaky, dude.
Oh, that's looking fucking dope.
Right?
Cook steak while the sauce holds. Hell yeah, we're doing steak, dude. Season steak heavily. We're gonna put some salt and pepper on there, some smoked paprika, some garlic powder, and some cayenne. All the stuff we got there. And then in a hot pan, we're gonna add oil. Sear steaks for 3 to 5 minutes on each side, depending on thickness. 2 tablespoons of butter, and we got the garlic minced. Baste briefly, and then we're gonna let it rest for 10 minutes before slicing. I still don't know what the fuck we're doing with this pot of water.
Yeah, what are we doing with the pot of water?
Before Survivor, had you already trained yourself mentally in weird ways without realizing it? Like stuff that had you prepped to just be on an island, not eating and with a bunch of assholes?
I ran a record label when I was 18, so I was already managing personalities with people who had their own agendas. We all have higher goals to accomplish together. But I think like any experience that takes you out of your comfort zone will prepare you. And also growing up in Miami, dude, I've been a beach rat my like whole life. I think definitely the psychedelic drugs too. Whoa, those are some sick steaks. Dude.
Golly.
Those look like cartoon steaks, dude.
Dude, this is straight up, this is the thing that like the dog from Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or what Doug will feed pork chop.
Oh my God,
yeah.
Fucking Doug, dude. Did Survivor expose something about your patience you didn't know?
You know, honestly, I don't know. Like, I haven't rewatched it, so I don't know like what's in the edit or not. but I was suffering from a lack of sleep and a lack of food. And I don't think I lost my shit the way most people would lose their shit in that situation. I think if anything, I was touring Europe right before I left for Survivor, so I didn't even have time to train. But I remember I was with like a very close friend of mine, maybe my best friend, and we were on a farm in Ireland, and we had manifested a couple tabs of acid on the tour. And I remember I felt so like, do I really want to go on a show and expose, like have this chance to be exposed on such a high scale? Because I had like small like DIY indie rock cred, but it was like, it wasn't the same thing. And I felt like I had blown my chances at rock stardom. I made it really young and I like blew through my money. And I felt like as a bullied kid, like my career blew up and then I was looking for validation. So this felt like a second chance at life and success. I really did go in with the right mindset of like, just be yourself. You don't need to impress anyone else. And then I got like met with like the Night Terrors and the Pain and all these like terrible cast members that were just like insufferable. It was like a practice in self-composure and self-love. Being vulnerable on Survivor can actually screw you over because, people don't want to have empathy and people don't want to deal with you when they're trying to win $1 million. But me being myself allowed me to make the friends that I made it to the end of the game with. And I feel like that's a saying for life. It's like when you are yourself, you'll attract other people on that wavelength. And that's why I always tell kids, don't worry about like being judged. You're only being judged by a certain person. There's another person that's going to judge you for the same thing completely differently. Find your people by being you. It's better to be accepted for being yourself by a few people than to not be yourself by a ton. And then you feel like you have to live a lie and hold up like an image.
Man, that had to have been so much fun though, dude. Like I could see how that would be just so scary. Like you said, like being vulnerable on a fucking massive scale.
Yeah.
Like
I also felt like if I was going to do this, I got to go be myself because that's like, I feel like the universe tests you and rewards you in different ways. And now if I went back, I would totally be a villain and just like, I've got my $1 million. I've done the other rap.
What are some non-negotiables you need to start a workday when you're in a deep creative mode?
I really don't have a process and I feel like I'm always writing. And like, I'll sometimes just be walking down the street and like a melody will come to me and I'll be like, all right, that's it. And I'll record like a 2-second voice memo on my phone.
Hell yeah.
In terms of like non-negotiables, I don't know. I just think try and always find a way to log the idea. Like, after Survivor, I couldn't sleep. I went through some stuff about 6 months ago where my nervous system started acting out again, was having gnarly dreams again. It was the kind of the same thing. I'd wake up in the middle of the night and like my dreams were so vivid and crazy. I would like remember a lyric in the dream and I'd write it down right away. So like no good idea gets wasted, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Is your environment messy or controlled?
I make the bed right away. And I guess the first thing I try to do is like not be on the phone for the first hour.
Fuck yeah, respect on that.
Yeah, I try to sit with my thoughts. I'm like a deeply emotional person, and I think sometimes people view me as like, when they get really close, they think I'm like distant or not present. But I'm telling you, it's like that's so Raven mode, actively meditating on why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. Especially now I'm in the middle of working on a new album, and it's a very emotional one for me. So I want to be concise so it transfers through the music, hits as hard as it can. Because maybe I'm making my most vulnerable record yet.
Okay.
But the Tears on the Beach record, we can laugh and say, yeah, it's a Survivor concept record. But I was really fucked up when I got home, and the only way to process it was to make like big riffs, alchemize it.
How many albums do you have?
Rock and Roll Community College, Venus and Pisces, Quarter Life Crisis, Astrology 101, Transcendental Shreditation.
That's the best one.
Tears on the Beach. And then I have the We Bled to Shred EP. And then I have the new one.
Okay, so we're coming up on 8 projects.
I've also played in a bunch of other bands, but this is for my solo stuff,
Let's flip them stakes. Gonna take the tongs, you're closer.
Cool.
What's one weird ritual nobody knows you have, but now they will?
Oh, okay.
Reveal your secrets.
When I'm in the studio working on vocals, I treat it kind of like method acting. I'll journal before I sing whatever the song's about and really try and like get into those emotions. And sometimes I'll pull like tarot cards to do like, what does this all mean? It helps me reopen the wound or recontextualize what I was feeling in the moment that I wrote it.
Oh, we gotta put pasta in. Let's fucking go.
Oh, this rips, dude.
When collaborating, what makes you instantly trust somebody?
When it comes to collaborating, you can't collaborate with posers or people with hidden agendas. I think we have to all assume that we all want to be rock stars and blow up whatever we're doing. But I think like knowing that people want to honor the artwork first and make the most banging track, I'm down. If I know your heart's in the right place, let's rip it. But if you're working on something for the soul of like making money or doing something for the sake of it being huge, you're not focusing on how great the art can be so it attracts that, I'm out, dude. And I think you can kind of tell that stuff like right away. But you always notice when somebody just like wants to say something for the sake of contribution. Like if we're not serving the higher power, which is how is this song hitting us?
The final product.
Yeah, then it's like, okay, cool, you got your mark on it, but is the song hitting the same? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude.
It's really hard for people to not get in their own way as well, I think.
Cook pasta. While the steak rests, boil the pasta. Cook for 1 minute under, and then drain, and then toss with olive oil and black pepper.
I think we're crushing it right now.
I think we are.
Is everybody having a good time? Yeah! Let me hear ya!
Is there a moment you almost quit something important, maybe like a little too early?
I quit my whole music career at one point. I started a record label out of my dorm room when I was like 18, and I signed a lot of bands that ended up really blowing up. And I was bullied as a kid, and my parents, as much as they support me now, they kind of didn't know how to support it back then. And I remember I would kind of self-sabotage. The record label was legit blowing up. I must have been 22, 23. And we started getting reviews in Rolling Stone and Pitchfork, and the records were selling. And all of a sudden, I felt like I was playing hot potato with my ego versus my career. I felt like the bigger the label was getting, the bigger the bands were getting, the more I was playing poker with my friends' careers. At bands I signed, I'd be like, why is this artist getting attention? Why are you not putting us in this magazine? Why are we not touring with this band? And it was just too much pressure, and I felt like I had lost the plot for myself. So I quit music and then took a job at Whole Foods doing like the overnight shift, stocking groceries. And I was like, I'm never going to play music again. I'm never going to run a label. I can't please anyone. Everybody's getting mad at me. I even think the reason I ran a record label is I didn't believe in myself musically. I kept thinking about these criticisms like every day and how I was shutting myself out. I realized all the points I'm making are about other people's opinions. What is it that I want to do? You know what I mean? So after a year of like extreme self-pity, I decided I want to rock.
On Survivor, what was harder, the physical exhaustion or the social calculation?
I felt like I had everybody read like a book. 18 egomaniacs vying for $1 million, including myself. But I think the physical exhaustion clouds everything. I didn't realize it was winter, so I only packed a denim jacket, so I got cooked. Yeah, I think, like when you're not sleeping, everything else gets affected. And my nervous system, low-key's been dysregulated since. Physical exhaustion, does not rock. There's nothing worse than I thought that was the closest I ever was to being on psychedelic drugs while being stone cold sober. Was like I would just wake up and then try and stand up, and everything would just look like the 90s television was off color. It would take 20 minutes to have everything just come into focus. And it felt insane.
So what, did they just not feed you? Like what?
You have to win your food.
Oh, fuck
off. And this one woman was like, I'm going to feed everybody who hasn't ate. And then she made everyone play rock, paper, scissors and picked the guy that went on every reward. I heard she's working on finding herself, so I won't be too harsh.
No, I'm just going to Patrick Swayze's Ghost this week. Keep going. All
right, cool.
Who would survive longer, Musician Ben or Strategic Ben?
I think Strategic Ben went out the window after 10 days. I think the Ben who rocks now,
Yeah.
And also, like I said, what's pain if not a teacher or a chance to get better at being yourself?
All right, so while we're getting this bowled up, give me a hot take.
Hot take!
Lars was right. Everybody shits on Metallica about the Napster thing.
No, he was so right.
And I think they were wrong in how they handled it, because they definitely have diamond encrusted gold plated dildos everywhere and gold plated pools. But I think in the long run, Metallica knew what they were doing. We don't make that much money from streaming or anything like that. I think it was just about preserving the art and preserving the art form and how the the fans engage with it. What's happened ever since Napster, and especially to Spotify, is music used to be an experience where you sat with an album. It became a part of your life. And now music is such a passive thing. It's a lot rarer for you to become obsessed with something. It's a lot rarer for you to fully take something in because we don't treat it like a holy thing anymore. We treat it as something that's disposable because we're not having that energy exchange with our hard work to our money to the art. Lars, you rock. You're one of my faves.
If you're watching this.
And he's a Capricorn. Shout out to him.
Metallica, dude, that's one, like, I know every album front to back.
I think national television saw that. I knew that when I listed every single Metallica song I knew. I think I made it to like 120, and they only have like 130. I didn't know any of the songs on Lulu. And, you know, to shout out Metallica, I was listing every Metallica song, and I made some joke like, Charlie, you know, knows every Taylor Swift song, but I can't stand a bad album. And then Lars DM'd me and was like, I was rooting for you till you said we had bad albums. And I took like a deep breath because I almost went like Wayne and Garth on him. And I just said, all right, dude, at least I bought him and didn't get him on Napster. And then I got invited to go see Metallica. And Lars walks out and goes, oh, fuck, the Survivor guys are in the building. And he chilled with us for like 45 minutes. And invited us to walk Metallica to the stage.
That's so hard.
And I'm talking to Lars right until like the intro song comes on. And me and Charlie, the season just finished airing, we're getting recognized by all the people in the building. For as long as I'll live, I'll never forget Lars going, we're not even the most famous fucking people in the building tonight.
You had to pick one. What's your favorite Metallica album?
It's really hard. I don't know if I have a favorite album, but I could tell you my favorite song is probably Orion.
God, that's such a good one, bro.
Dude, we got to hang hard IRL, bro.
We do.
What if we don't have the mojo off camera?
This is all just an act, dude.
Yeah.
Get me out of here. I'm fucking mundane.
Yeah.
Not you.
Today's episode is called Ben Katzman. That's me. Ben Katzman's Ribbon Mac and Cheese. Yeah!
All right,
We
so
made this.
we did. We made it together.
Oh, man, this is sick.
I'm ready. All right, so while you're eating, what feels different now than 5 years ago?
The lack of earnestness, I think maybe it's like a Gen Z thing. People are afraid to like wholeheartedly love shit again. It's something millennials did when we were their age too. I'm over the post-ironic stuff. Like, life's too short to worry about looking cool or being perfect. Like, just be you. If you think it's cringe, whatever. Do you love it? Go for it, dude.
Has success looked how you imagined it would?
I think 12-year-old me would be like, holy shit, dude. You're touring the world and hanging out Metallica and making music and living in LA. 34-year-old me is like, damn, you've gone on this much tour to only pay this much rent? Like, but I think you gotta like, that's a practice in life, especially as like, we live in a world where politicians don't care about our personal interests. We got to find the small ways to keep gratitude. As the cost of living goes higher, you got to think, I've got my health, I got my friends, I'm able to express myself. Now, while the world might be a little bit fucked, the things that do rock hard, and hopefully they enable the people around us to rock hard as well. Success has looked different, but I think there's varying levels of success.
What are you chasing right now emotionally, not professionally?
Work on this new record that's been definitely like helping me process my feelings. And I think I'm just chasing making like a really vulnerable record. And, you know, not to contradict myself about having to prove anything to anyone, but, you know, I always feel like the problem with my art is it's so hyper niche and so relevant to me. I think this new record is very relatable beyond just that. And I hope that people resonate with the new songs, and that I hope it hits a different chord rather than just being the spectacle of Ben Katzman shredding guitar at like volume 11. I'm just working on showing a different side of myself in my art and not hiding behind the caricature. And I want to shout out all my friends and family who've been part of my journey. And, you know, they say when you get knocked down,
You get back up again.
Exactly. Shout out to Chumbawamba.
What's the name of the album again? Plug that shit.
I don't know if I feel comfortable dropping the album name just yet because it is so fire and I don't want anybody else to take it.
Honest reaction. What hits first?
Oh, food-wise?
Yeah.
Dude, mac and cheese is like my go-to meal. Shout out to Cassie from Gorilla Toss. Whenever I'm feeling emotional, she knows my go-to comfort food is mac and cheese. So if I ever need to talk, I send her a picture of the mac and cheese I'm eating. So the mac rocks.
Let's go. Dude, that with the croutons. That shit hits.
It was powerful.
Are you a sauce person or a texture person?
Why not both? Yo, Republic of Pie in North Hollywood. This is sick. Thanks, dudes.
Shout out, you guys. Thanks so much for the sick ass pie.
Dude, oh my God.
Yo, what the fuck?
As the son of 2 pastry chefs, I give this 5 big booms.
Boom, 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 boom. We're getting sued.
Marissa Choi, I don't know what you put in this. Crack, it rocks.
Last bite. You gotta talk with your mouth full, okay?
Last bite.
Don't you know kindness is hot? Being yourself is really cool too. And if you meet somebody who's not, you better stay away from that fool.
That's 3. Super fucking sick having you, brother. This is...
Dude, I'm honored, bro.
Thanks so much, man.
SoundBites is brought to you by executive producers Unajensen, Rocksamsonatx, Jensen, producers Veya Vereux, Emilia, Holt, Justin.Gonzales, Cindi, Jensen, episode cast Rocksamson, guest, director of photography Abagon, camera A, Abagon, camera B, Justin.Fleuriel, sound, Justin.Fleuriel, Unajensen, music by Rocksamson, Jensen, Ben Katzman, editor Unajensen, Emilia, Holt, hair and makeup Pj.Olay, logo by Chili Millie, production associate Rick Monsey, photos and videos courtesy of guest, LA Recording, and pros at LA Recording.
We did it!